Welcome to the show. I'm Sherri Horner, your host at Health Fitness Broadcast. Today, our guest is Lorraine Taylor. She joins us from San Diego, California. Welcome back to the show, Lisa.
Thank you, Sherri. How are you?
Great. Thanks for coming back. I want to say thanks for all the things you've contributed to Health Fitness Broadcast, all the articles that you've written, and all the great information. So today we're talking about gluten intolerance and diabetes type 2. So specifically for, well, anyone, but women, we like to focus on women. And Lisa has been featured in many magazines over the years, Ebony magazine, Muscle Fitness for Her, Energy for Women, and Health Sports Fitness magazine. She has a bachelor's degree in holistic nutrition and associate's degree in nutrition, optimum fitness, psychology, and sociology. So she has a lot of great information to share. And like I said, we're going to focus on gluten and type 2 diabetes today. So let's get started. What are some signs that we can look for to know we may have a gluten intolerance?
Okay, well, that's a really good question because since so many people are getting onto the gluten-free bandwagon, it's really important to make sure that if you're doing it for the right reasons. Some of the symptoms from people that have gluten intolerance is the fatigue, weight gain, upper respiratory infections or breathing, the brain fog, headaches, anemia, iron deficient anemia is really big, Crohn's disease, celiac disease. And if you have Crohn's disease or celiac disease, there is no doubt in your mind what's going on with your body and how the gluten is affecting your body improperly. But with this, we're looking at more with people that may have heard about gluten-free. They see it in the stores now. What is it? What's it about? Is it for me? Is it something that I can use? And how can it help me, if possible? And that's what I would like to address with you.
So I want to add that a few years back, say 8, 10 years ago, when celiac became known, and people then were saying, "What is celiac?" And a lot of people were tested negative for that, and kind of brushed off by the doctors, like, "Well, no, you don't have celiac, so go on about your way," without any nutrition information to know that they could be gluten intolerant. And though, even though they didn't have the disease celiac, but they didn't have any place to go after that. And now that glutinous products are more available in the store, people are ignoring that diagnosis of negative, and say, well, I can benefit from having a gluten-free diet
Right,
also.
right.
So
And it's really important for your own health to be proactive. And if you're feeling like there's something that's not really working for you, look at other options. Of course, still keeping in mind what your doctor is telling you, especially if you're on medications. But it's so important to explore other options and how you're eating. And one thing that you can do if you're interested in doing gluten free and seeing how your body is moving. Do you have more energy? Are you just as tired? Like I said, brain fog. Some people experience some types of ADHD. Go for 2 weeks. Do a 2 week elimination and see how your body is responding. That's one way to tell if you actually are having a gluten intolerant or intolerance to gluten. The six products that you really, really need to look out for, it's wheat, it's barley, whey, oats, malt, and brewer's yeast. Now, I've had clients that we've kind of played with gluten intolerance before, and I had some of them go off of dairy products too, just for 2 weeks, just to see what would happen. And they found that a lot of the nasal congestion, the sinus infection, the headaches, all the things that we could contribute to it's allergy season. Oh, I'm around animals. I am doing this. That we could actually say that this is what's really going on, I don't need to take the medicine. I don't need the over-the-counter or the inhalants. Still,
Mhm.
if you have an inhalant, keep it with you. But it's just sometimes it's in our diet. So if you can do a 2-week elimination, you're on the right track and see how your body does respond to each product.
Yeah, that's a good tip because a lot of people do kind of ignore the diet and say, oh, that has nothing to do with it because I know I'm allergic to the pets or the pollen. I've been that way for years and it has
Yes.
nothing to do with what I eat. That's a good tip. And to journal it for that 2 week time. Would that,
Yes.
do you agree with that, to
Yes.
write down what you're eating and then you can compare? Because a lot of
Yes.
times there's wheat and things that you would have no idea what they're in, that they're in that product or that food
Yes.
source. Yeah.
And
Um,
that's the important thing is too, is to when you're looking at labels, read the labels and see if it has any of those 6 products in it. If it does, then it is not gluten free. And that also goes for most of our pastas, flour, wheat flour, whole wheat flour, grams, spelt, um, bouillons, soy products or soy sauce and such.
mhm.
There's so much, there's so many foods out there that we kind of get back to nature and eating fresh fruits and bowls and quinoa. And actually, rice, weirdly enough, does not have gluten in it, but mostly other products do.
Okay, so that's
So
good.
it's
That's a lot of
important.
good things to look for. Make a list, put them on the do not list. And then this question, how would someone know, like, okay, that's going to be good for me? Even if they don't think they have those things. You mentioned like brain fog and, of course, fatigue and things like that. And again, a lot of people may just say that, oh, well, I've always been that way, or I've been working a lot, or, I'm getting older, and they justify all those symptoms as, again, not even thinking it has anything to do with their diet. It's just for this reason or that reason. But a gluten-free diet would be good for anyone, even if they don't think they have those symptoms on a regular basis. Me?
Right. It could not, it could only help, it couldn't hurt to try, just to try it and see what would happen. Um, Best case scenario is a lot of the problems that you've been experiencing for years, that you've gone to the doctors, if you have health insurance,
Mhm.
um, that now I know exactly what it is and I know what's causing this in my body. You can look at your children that might have some kind of allergies, and you're doing all these shots and pills and potions and such. Maybe it's what we're ingesting in our body, and that's what we need to take a look at. And nutrition, proper nutrition, healthy nutrition, good nutrition, we have to be more proactive in our own health and not just depend on physicians to heal us. We need to know and be able to tell them, if, and if nothing else, like you're saying, journaling, give them that journal and say, this is what I've been doing. And I'm taking control of my body and of my life. But now I need your help because this is what I've noticed. And there's so many offsets. And if you have anemia, especially for women, and then bad periods and cramps and, polyps and cysts and all these other things, you're going to be able to tell the doctor, you know what, this is really weird, but I'm noticing my blood levels are going up higher with the anemia, and I think it's because I'm eating better. I'm doing better things for myself.
Right. And if you don't feel like you get the support or information you need from your physician, seek out a good nutritionist. You can contact
Yes.
Lisa. I will have her information below. So you can contact her if you have questions. Because I've talked with a lot of women and that went through testing for celiac, and their answer from the doctor was, no, you don't have this. And like I said, go on about your way. It's probably your diet. But then they walked away going, well, how do I fix my diet? They had no idea what
Right.
to do. So thanks for the information you gave us today on that. Now I want to move on to type 2 diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
So explain briefly what causes type 2 diabetes.
Okay, well, type 2 diabetes is actually the largest, 95% of Americans since we're in America, that is the largest form of type 2. It's not type 1, which is juvenile diabetes and insulin dependent. Type 2 generally comes from a lifestyle that we're having. A lot of the symptoms can be dealt with being overweight, smoking, drinking, inactivity. You've got to move. And that can cause a lot of problems from all other standpoints. But it's when your body produces enough insulin, but your body doesn't use it properly. And unfortunately, there's not a cure right now for diabetes, but it can be controlled and managed. And that's what you want to do. And if you are in this area of being sedentary, if you're over 20 pounds overweight, if you smoke, if you drink, if you eat a lot of fast, fatty, sugary foods, then you know what? It's not too late to change that around if you want to, because I've seen people, and I think everybody has that, people that have to test their blood sugar every day or do insulin, or they have to watch what they're doing and how they're living. It's very hard to do, especially as an adult. Actually, it's hard as a child too when you have type 1, but it's harder knowing you could have prevented it and you didn't do anything to stop the progression. That's the hardest part.
So again, be proactive and not wait
Yes.
until you have to see the doctor, right? Let's
Yes.
see. What about exercise for type 2 diabetes? Because there's certain things you have to look out for before and after.
Yes, you have to always check your blood sugar, your insulin levels before and after you work out. You can still do the same things you have done, but in this instance, if you are on insulin, always consult with your physician. You know, as personal trainers, we know a lot of stuff. We know everything, but your doctor knows your body, and talk with them, he or she physician, or whoever you're seeing, to make sure that you're still able to do everything, and they're going to give you some tips. You let them know you're seeing a trainer, or you're working out, you're watching a workout video, you're walking, you're running. What can I do to be proactive and get better? But one thing is always to have to check your blood sugar before and after, because it can spike or drop. Um, taking carbs with you, some kind of sugary, usually um, something like orange juice or apple juice, something sweet that can be digested very quickly in your body. If you're in a gym, it's okay to let people know, you know what, just in case I have this going on. I've had people in the gym that have, sat down and, put their head in their hand and say, oh my God, I don't feel well. What's wrong? Um, I'm okay. Do you have some apple juice? Well, trainers, that's a red flag, because no one truly asks for apple juice or orange juice or something sugary sweet in a gym
Right.
after working out. It's like there's something in their body. It's like, are you a diabetic? Do you have do you have your insulin? What do you have? What can I get for you to help you? And that's when the whole story comes out.
Well,
But
that's a good
again,
tip to for diabetics to definitely let your trainer know. Now, some people that don't have a personal trainer, they sign up and join a fitness center. They go in doing their own thing because they know exercise, they've exercised
mhm,
before, and they're at a new location and fail to let the staff know. That could be dangerous. So definitely let them know.
yes,
And a lot of people are not ashamed of it, but they're like, well, I have it under control. I won't need to
yes.
let anyone know. But there's always that case that
It's
could happen. Yeah.
It always happens. And you know what? You don't have to announce it to everybody, but if you see a trainer that's on staff or walking around, somebody that you see all the time and you feel, fairly comfortable around them, that you can talk to them and say, you know what, I just want you to know this is going on. Because in gyms and trainers and group X instructors, we're not there to hurt you. We're not there to make you feel subconscious or bad or insecure. We're there to help you. And if we know that, let me just kind of keep an eye on her because she hurt her foot. I just want to make sure she's on the bike properly, or can I assist you with anything? We're going to do that. We're not going to walk away from you and make you abandon you.
And
And
always
it,
have
and it,
that snack. Always take that snack with you.
snack, yes,
And that's a
always
question
carry.
I always ask. Did you eat? And do you have snacks with you?
Yes,
Um,
yes, I do too,
so
always.
any other definite don'ts that tips that you can give? Or
Don't, the thing is, everyone's a little bit different with the type 2, and it depends on how far they've gone into it. Like if it's new for them, like they were just recently diagnosed, versus someone that has had it for years and knows how to control it. But the one thing is, I would say, when it comes to exercise, is choose an activity that you love doing. I mean, even if you're a runner, I'm not a runner, but if you do love running, still keep everything with you. You keep your snack, you keep your, however you inject with needles, or if you can take a pill form. I'm not sure if they have that yet. But one of the don'ts is don't be ashamed or afraid of letting people know. We want to help at, every place. People want to help you, and no one is there to hurt you. But if we don't know what's going on and you're not being honest, something serious can happen to you. Make sure you're monitoring your food. Make sure you're eating properly. Know your blood levels all the time. Check it several times through the day. Make sure you're eating a proper diet. Whether your doctor has put you on one, they have a clinical nutritionist. Um, if you have a trainer and they have you on a certain kind of nutrition program, let them know that you are diabetic, because
before, right?
most of them, some of the programs might be counterproductive to what you want to do and how you should live your life. Um,
Yep.
Beyond that, it shouldn't be that difficult. You have a lot less don'ts. It's just live your life and take care of yourself and do like I said, check your blood sugars, check everything to make sure before you leave the house, once you're at the gym, if you're going to the zoo or if you're going to the beach, have a emergency pack with you, not just in your car. Keep one with you, because if it's in the car and you're inside the store, it's no good.
Yeah. Thank you.
And
So
let somebody know.
you mentioned going to the zoo and going to the beach. You are in San Diego, and you do have great beaches and a great zoo.
Yes.
But I want to also thank you again because this week there's the fire. You were evacuated. You were able to come back. Plus, you're just getting over pneumonia. So I
Yes.
wanted to say thanks again for joining us and giving this information because that's a whole lot of stumbling blocks to go through. So I appreciate your time and energy, and I'm glad that you are on the road to recovery with that, and that you're able to get back into your home after being evacuated this week. So
Yes,
thank
and
you.
we're saying prayers for everyone in Carlsbad and San Marcos, which is about 20 minutes away, and that's what's really big. Our fires, even though we were evacuated right now, we're at 75% contained, so we're still watching, and we're not out of the woods yet. But San Diego is a beautiful city, and I
It is.
wouldn't live anywhere else.
It is. Okay, well, I want to say now it's time to show Sherri your shoe. So, do you have your favorite shoe ready?
No, it's down there.
Okay, go get it. Go get it. Quick. Go get
Okay,
your
hold on,
shoe.
hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm going.
Okay.
I should have did it that way.
That's okay. While Lisa's getting her shoe, I'll tell you about my shoe. This is another Nike Shock. This shoe has been retired also, but I can't get rid of it. I could donate it, but I'm not sure anyone would really enjoy wearing it. But it is one of my favorites, Nike Shock, and I've put many, many, many miles on this shoe. Love Nike Shock. So that's my shoe for this week or this day. This day I have many favorites, and this is just one. So Lisa has her favorite shoe, and it is
It's oldie, but it's.
your favorite. Why is that your favorite?
You know what? I picked one pair of shoes. It's wide. I have fat, flat feet, and I can do about 10, 12 miles once the pneumonia is gone, and they're comfortable and they're
Nice.
cheap.
Nice.
So
Nice.
it's
Good
time to replace
supportive shoe at a
somebody.
good price, right? Good supportive shoe at a good price. That's the way you go. But I laughed when you said fat, flat feet. I'm like, that is
No
funny.
arch.
Say that 10
No
times really
arch.
quick. No, don't do that. Okay. Well,
I
again,
know.
thank you so much for, again, all the contributions, your time, your energy, all the articles you've written for us, and I appreciate it. And I look forward to you coming back because it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years since you were
Wow.
on. I know
That's been a
time
long
flies,
time.
time flies. But we'll do it again before 4 years, definitely.
Yes.
But I want to say thank you, and again, Lisa's information will be in the information box below, and you can contact her or you can contact me, healthfitnessbroadcast.com. Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you.
All right,
Take
bye.
care.